I'm Detective Freeman. I see you already met my partner here, Agent Clark. Please, know that we're doing everything we can to find your wife.
Okay. Mr. Copeland here believes that his wife has been kidnapped.
So I already told this guy everything. My wife should be home by now.
Did she mention anything about going anywhere after work?
No, look, when I got home, the front door was left open, okay? And she was gone. Her cell phone and her purse are still here. Why would she leave without those?
Come on, she probably forgot it.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, Mr. Copeland, we're here to help you, okay? So any information you can give us will help us find her quicker.
Listen, does she have any friends, family? I don't know anybody that she may have gone with.
No, she doesn't have any friends. She's always by herself.
We found something!
Hi, I'm Garrett from Making Movies, and in this video, we're going to discuss how we use the emergency light effects in our Gemini lights. Dialogue scenes are among the most common in narrative filmmaking, obviously, but can very easily turn into some of the most visually boring things to watch. And the reason for that isn't just because there's not like action scenes or giant explosions or any of that kind of thing happening. A lot of that comes down to the way that the locations are put together, and most importantly, the way that those locations and the people in them are lit. We only used 3 lights for this short, but we're still able to pull off a very cinematic look. In order to pull that off, other than practice, one of the tools that you need is to have a diversity within your lighting kit and light shaping accessories, because if we have only one type of light to work with, that doesn't give us many options as far as building tone and contrast. That's one of the most amazing things about these lights, because even though we only were shooting with Gemini lights, between the 2x1s and the 1x1s and the soft boxes and the honeycomb grids and all the accessories that you can really rig these things out with, you can build an entire diverse lighting kit without needing a ton of lights and different kinds of lights to pull it off. I wanted this scene to be really moody visually, so we kind of went for this David Fincher style aesthetic, and in that we had a couple of light setups. The first being the outdoor establishing shot. This is where we had the detective walk over the police line and go into the house. Now, this was a really easy lighting setup. We did shoot at night. We had the practical light coming off of the house, but we needed to fill that light in. So we took a 2x1 Gemini out on the sidewalk. We put it on a combo stand and put it about 10 feet in the air at 100% power, just to give us some nice contrasty fill coming into our scene. We were outside in the freezing cold, and this is one of those places where having 100% power off of battery is a super valuable thing. Because the surface area of the 1x1s is quite literally half of the surface area of the 2x1s, the light output, in contrast, is a little bit more harsh, which is exactly what we wanted for a scene like this, where the emergency lights would be perceived to be coming off of a police vehicle. The emergency light effects, like all of the effects in the Gemini lights, are extremely customizable. You can adjust your pulse rate from 1 to 5 pulses. You can adjust the colors of those pulses between solid blue, white, red, amber, and a combination of those lights in certain sequences. And then, of course, you have dim control, or the intensity of that light. And having all of that customization allowed us to really dial in the exact kind of emergency light that we wanted for our scene. Something that still felt intense but not chaotic, something that was fast but not repetitive, something that we could dim down to be present but not overwhelming. That level of control is paramount when you're doing this type of a scene. The final lighting setup is where we spend most of our time in this short scene, where we have the 2 detectives talking to the supposed victim. This room was pretty small. There wasn't a whole ton of space to work with, and as such, we would have to move lights and light stands and positions around depending on the shots that we were getting. But it was really easy to do because of how lightweight and portable these lights are. We had a 2x1 Gemini that we put a DOP Choice snap bag on, giving us a really nice soft box, and put it on a booming combo stand and raised it up and over the people that we're having our conversation with to give a really nice directional but still soft light. Again, trying to go for that Fincher-esque look. With our key light overhead, we just then needed to fill in that light for some tonal contrast, and we had this little lamp sitting on the end table that we were going to motivate to create that fill. We took a 1x1 Gemini through the honeycomb grid onto it and then boomed it out into our scene. Depending on which person we were filming, we got that light closer to them to again give that contrast across the face while still making it believable that it might be coming from that little lamp. On the other side of the room, we took another 1x1 and put the emergency lights on it and dimmed it way down. I think it was something like 3 or 5%. These Gemini lights get extremely bright, and for what we wanted here is we wanted it to still be believable that there would be police vehicles outside, the lights would be going, so we would get a remnant of that, but it wouldn't be overpowering in our scene. Because at the end of this scene, we wanted to cast doubt on the innocence of our supposed victim, we wanted to make sure that even though they were in the same environment, we lit him differently than how we lit the detectives. So the creative choice was made to have the majority of the light be on them, again, having the background be these nice white colors and light gray colors, while putting him kind of in more darkness and having his background be much further away and much more dimmed down. That visual contrast, even in one location between those characters, really helps define visually how we understand those characters to be. Once we had built that world, the performances were then able to carry the rest of it, with each of our characters bringing a different personality to the conflict that they were all working through. The lighting helped sell the performances that those actors gave. And that's it. We only used 3 lights to light this scene, and we were able to pull off a very cinematic looking final image. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did stick around, we have more videos on other scenes that we used these lights for, along with the accessories that we used to light them. I am Garrett from Making Movies. Thanks for watching.